Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Planeswalker Eredean, where we're going to be talking about spoilers, but not really. I'm going to be talking about the 7 best cards from Dragons of Tarkir, in my opinion, that we will be seeing play in certain formats. But I'm going to be talking about the 7 best, mostly because I couldn't make a decision on who I wanted to take off of here, so it's 7. Even though I could put them in an order, I didn't want to get rid of this one and this next one for a top 5. So it's top 7. So I hope you enjoy this. If you have any differing opinions, let me know in the comments down below. And let's get to this. So I picked Narset at number 7 because she is just really, really crazy. And she's going to be really, really good for white-blue. We might see a comeback of white-blue heroic because of her, because of that rebound is insane. We always see Azorius in pretty much everything just because white-blue control is generally pretty insane because not only do you get a lot of removal and stalls from white and blue, but you also have really good aggro that aggro finishers from white. So I think we'll see some good play from Narset. If not in standard, probably not modern too much. I'm not thinking modern. I think one of the Jaces will take her spot for a 4-drop. But I still think she's really cool and really great. And I think also in white-blue, you're probably going to be wanting to run a Venser. And I don't know if you're wanting to, that's 5 mana cost, to be fair, but I still think Venser's the shit, so. Number 6, I picked Rending Volley, a red instant, uncommon that can't be countered, and deals 4 damage to target white or blue creatures. So I think this is going to be really good, not necessarily in standard. It is going to see a lot of sideboard play. It's going to see a lot of sideboard play, but mostly in modern, where it's going to be taking out some of its older 2-cost brethren. And I don't know. I think it's going to see great play in modern sideboards. So I think this is a really great card that they added here. Moving on to number 5, I picked Avatar of the Resolute because it is a almost strictly better Garrick's Companion who is already really good. And this can just go so many different ways. It can be played in green Devotion decks, Abzan. I could see this taking out a spot of either Fleecemane Lion or Heir of the Wild or Rakashaka Death Dealer that I can never pronounce quite well. I just see this as a really great card, and just for its vanilla ability is Reach, Trample, 3/2. But this bonus is something you're probably not going to expect to see, but late game will probably be a very beneficial thing, and you're not going to be sad to see a 2-drop for once late game. So we're moving on to number 4, which is Atos Command, and I did have to slowly read that because apparently I can't read very well. I've always had trouble with that. Tarka. That and Ajuate. Those are the 2. So this is a red-green instant that does 2 things. Your opponent can't gain... Well, you could choose 2 things, I should say. So it basically has a Skull Crack built in, which is these 2 things. Or you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Or you may... Creatures you control get 1/1 and gain reach until end of turn. So it has a lot of possibilities. So I see this being played in both modern, standard, as well as EDH and some eternal formats. This is just a really great card and maybe even deserved a spot above this. But I like the next card a little bit better. And just the fact that it's going to I think going to completely replace Skullcrack, because I think I see a lot of red burn decks running green just for this, if not in their sideboard. But for this, as well as that Destructive Revelry card, I believe it was, from Theros, there's a couple good ones, as well as some older Gruul stuff. I just see red-green becoming a really big burn center, if you know what I mean. So we're moving on to number 3, which is Collected Company, which has essentially a cascade ability where for 4 mana, you look at the top 6 cards of your library and put 2 creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So that's really great that they don't go in the graveyard or anything like that, and you do get 2 creatures for the price of 4 mana. So that's just really great, and a really great thing to pop at the end of your opponent's turn. Surprise, I have more creatures. So that's number 3, and I think it deserves its spot very much so. And I love the art. It's nice art. Didn't mention that, but I like that. So for number 2, we have Atos Command. For 1 white and 1 green, it's a multicolored instant rare that obviously has choose 2 for prevent all damages. Target instant or sorcery spell would do this turn. Target player sacrifices an enchantment, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and target creature you control fights another target creature you don't control. So once again, this has play in every format. It is just that good. Sorry about that. I think I hit my mic. But it really is just super good. And honestly, until these Atkaras and Atos Commands came out and some other stuff, I thought this set was going to be just brutal to try to get your money back on. But these commands, I really, really believe that people will want these for almost every format, especially Standard right now. These are really good for Standard, this one especially, for White, Green, or Abzan, or even Bant. I think Bant is making a comeback. Well, not Bant. No, I'm not thinking right. Bant isn't making a comeback. Bant is making a comeback in Modern, not Standard. Sorry about that. But in Standard, this is just going to be so good. I really believe it. I really do. I really hope for it. But I think this card right here is going to do some crazy stuff in its first few weeks of play. I can see it already. So we're looking at number 1. What beats all these other cards? I'm sure you already know what it is. It is Myth Realized. Now, I'm probably sure everybody's tired of hearing of this card, if not from me, but from everybody else. But this is a control player's finisher. Now, I'm not a control player, which I've said a million times. I have like one deck that's kind of control. I actually have 2 decks that's one that's kind of control and one that's definitely control. But it was one of the first decks I ever just messed around with that I just built from cards I got from, like, I think Magic 13 packs that I got a nickel bolus and stuff like that. But I digress. And that was the reason I did that, because nickel bolus. But anyway, this really does make a great finisher for both control decks as well as, if, Boros burn or Naya burn, Naya, not so much Naya beasts, but kind of Naya beasts, zoo decks. I can see this in a lot of different things, and that's really what makes it great, is I see playability for it in every format, just like everything else, but what is most important about it is a finisher for a deck that needs a finisher. And I see this is going to be probably a pretty expensive card. I'd look out for it in your first few packs. If you get one of these in your first few packs, just hold on to it. At least for a little while. Hold on to it till it sees a big price tag. And once you see that big price tag, it just depends on what you want after that. Do you want this really good card, or do you want, trade value? Because I think this card is going to have that trade value. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you disagree with my top 7, then please let me know. Let me know what your top 7 would be, or top 5. If you're not weird like me, you want to do a top 5, I totally understand that. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe it. if you haven't already. And as always, have a hell of a week. Now somebody hit my music.